Hello all, welcome to the sixth exercise on AutoCAD. In this particular exercise, we'll be taking a look on how to do this particular drawing showing on the screen. In order to accomplish this drawing, we'll be making use of some AutoCAD drawing and modifying tools. We'll be making use of construction line, circle, line, fillet, trim, array. We also need to understand how to make use of layers, dimension, and lastly, radiance. So join me as I walk you through this particular exercise. All right, to get started, we are going to start with our center lines. By drawing our center lines, you can identify the center lines as the broken lines that you can see. We have horizontal broken line, we have a vertical broken line, then we also have some circular broken lines. So to do the center lines, I will be needing construction line in AutoCAD. So let's get started. Now on my AutoCAD screen, the very first thing I'm going to do before starting the drawing is to do my unit setting. So to do your unit setting, type UN on your keyboard, enter. You can see this box, this dialog box. With this box, I can choose, I can change my units. By default, it's in inches. I will change inches to millimeters. You can choose any, make use of, okay, millimeters. Then I accept, okay. Next, I'll go and pick my construction line, horizontal, another construction line, this time vertical. Okay, so on the drawing, you also see another center line, a circular center line of radius 65 and a bigger one of radius 85. I'm going to be doing this. So I'll pick circle. In order to pick the center of the circle, make sure that your drawing aid is activated. That will enable us to pick the center of the circle accurately, which is also the intersection of the two lines. So 65, enter. Now, when I draw my first drawing, when I make my first circle, you could see that it's not obvious. It's not showing on my screen. Now, that's because that's the first drawing and my zoom is not appropriate. So in order to see that drawing, I will need to adjust my zoom. Okay, I think I've had a circle drawn before. So I'll do the circle again, circle 65. Okay, so for the first drawing, you will need to adjust your zoom appropriately. So if you are making use of a mouse, you can easily use your scroll wheel to adjust your zoom for the first drawing to make it visible. So I've been able to do that. Now my first drawing is visible. Then I'll go ahead and make the second circle, 85. Okay, so these are my center lines. These are my center lines that will serve as a framework for every other drawing. Okay, now next, I'm going to try and accomplish and achieve this particular drawing. Now, there is a diameter of 64, radius 32. Then another, let me look through, another of diameter 55. That will be 22.5 radius. So I have two circles, one of diameter 55, another of diameter 64. So I'll do the smaller one first, diameter 55, radius 22.5. So circle, need to be careful here, radius 22.5. Then another circle of radius 32. 32, enter. Okay. All right. So next, I will try and accomplish this square looking shape, one of this square looking shape. So now there are seven, the thickness is 7, the thickness is 7, so 3.5 on both sides. So to do this, I'll be making use of offsets. I'll be making use of offsets. So I'm going to pick offset on my modifying tool. Offset, my offset distance will be 3.5, which is half of 7. So select 3.5 to this one side, 3.5 to the other side. Okay, so now I can see this is the rectangle looking shape. Next, I'm going to make use of trim to remove the unwanted parts. So if you don't know how to make use of some of these tools, you can revisit the exercises on how to use our drawing and modifying tools. So for trim, I'll click on trim, press enter on my keyboard, then I'll trim the unwanted parts of the drawing. Okay, let me take a look. Okay, I'll trim the unwanted part of the drawing. Then I can erase these leftovers. I can erase this and take them away. Okay, so based on what I have now, yes, based on what I have now, so I have one piece of this rectangle. So the next I'm going to do is I'm going to make an array. I'm going to make an array to make all other copies of it. So how many copies do I have in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12, I need 12 copies of this. So I'm going to make use of array. So array, polar array, select objects. I'll make a selection, one object, then select the center point. Okay, I'm going to do that again. I'm going to do that array again. This time I will make sure that my center point is active. Okay, it is. So array, select objects. I'll select this object. So okay, now I realize that now I can't make this selection because I didn't trim off this part of the center line. So now before I make that array, I'm going to trim. I need to trim this off. Okay, good. Now I'll be making use of my array. Array, select objects, enter on my keyboard, then center point of the array. Now I need 12 items of this, 12 items. So I will change this to 12, enter. Now I have 12 copies. Now I can accept the change. Okay. So next thing I'm going to do is I will trim off all these intersections. So trim, press enter, then take them off. Okay. All right. By doing this, I'm able to accomplish um yeah, this gear looking shape. All right. So I noticed that one of my center line is gone. So I'm going to add it back, the vertical center line. Okay. All right, good. Okay. So next I am going to draw this circle here, radius 41. So circle, center point, radius 41. Now I have that. Okay, I'm going to take another step forward now to draw one of this profile. I'm going to be drawing one of this profile. Now, to draw that profile, that is where we'll be needing our circular center lines. That's where I will be making use of our circular center lines. Now, I'm given some information. So one of the information I'm given is that this to draw this profile, this bigger circle is radius 13, and we have 8 copies of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 copies, radius 13. Then the smaller one is radius 6. Radius 6. So I'm going to be drawing two circles, radius 6 and radius 13. So circle, I'll be making it's actually an arc, but I'll be making use of circle to draw it. Radius 13. Then another one, radius 6. Okay. Okay, so I'll be trimming off some portion of the circle so that I can have an arc. Okay, I've done that. So I'm going to do the same for the base. I'm going to do the same for the base. So two circles, radius 6. Another circle, radius 13. So making use of trim to convert a circle to arc. So I find it more convenient to use a circle to form an arc. So the last thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to use line to connect. I'm going to be connecting with line so that I can have that entire profile. Okay. I've been able to achieve one of, okay, oh yeah, I realized, okay, there is actually nothing here. There is nothing here, so I will take off this particular arc. So now I need 8 copies of this, 8 copies of this, 8 copies, 8 copies. So I'm going to make use of array, circular array, select the profile I need, press enter on my keyboard, pick the center point. Now, how many copies do I need? I need 8. 8, then accept. So now I have 8 copies. So the last step to complete this exercise is to link the profiles with an arc of radius 12. Okay, so now after doing the array, the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to use explode. Now I'll be making use of explode to split my profile into individual profile. Now after making use of an array, the entire 8 profile will be acting as one single profile. You can see that they are joined together, they are linked together. So now this will not make me to be able to modify the array, to modify at the array. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make use of explode. What explode is going to do is going to split, this the entire 8 array into individual profile. So presently they are acting as a single profile, but by making use of explode, it will split them into individual profile. So now explode is a modifying tool. Explode. Just click on explode and select one of the profile, then press enter. So when you do this, you will now notice that the profiles are now acting individually. They are no longer together. They are acting individually. So by taking this step of explode, it will make it easy for you to modify the profile. So now explode is needed in order to break the profile into individual. So now I've done explode. Then I can go to the next step, which is to connect the profile with an arc, to connect the profile with an arc. So anytime I have the challenge of connecting profiles with an arc, I will prefer to use a tool called fillet. So fillet combines my 2 objects with an arc. So I'll pick fillet. The fillet radius is 8. Fillet radius is 12. The radius is 12. So my radius of fillet is 12. Then I will select the 2 objects I want to connect. Okay, so fillet has done this for us easily, but we need to repeat the same step over and over again several more times. So this time fillet, I'm going to activate the multiple option. My radius 8 is still intact. Then I'll keep selecting the objects. Now I can keep selecting because I have multiple activated. So just for me to select the objects of interest, then it's going to connect it with an arc of radius 12. Okay, now I'm done with my drawing. So I'm going to go ahead to do some finishing on it, which is to do my layer settings, then dimension, and finally gradients. All right, so to do my layers, I'll go to layer property. So click new layer. Okay, I want layer, let me call it layer tick. Okay, I want the line width to be thick, so 0.3. Another layer, let me call this layer center line. I want this to have a different color red. Okay, I don't want this to be thick. Now under line type, I will change the type of line. Load. Center line. Okay, so center line, I want it to have center line property. All right, I think I'm good with this. So I can remove this layer. I can close this layer. Now I'm going to apply my property. So I'll first select everything and group everything under tick. Escape. So the tick lines are not showing. I can activate show or hide line width. One of the drawing aid here, I can activate it to make my line width visible. All right, then I will select my center lines. My center lines, I'll give them center line property. Okay, so my center lines are not showing the broken lines, they are not visible. So I'll select one copy, right click, properties, change the line width to 10, line type scale. I'm going to change the line type scale to 10, enter. Okay, so now it's visible. Now I've changed the property of this particular line. I'm going to apply the same property to all other line. So I'm going to use a tool called MA, match property, select the source, then destination. Okay, so with this, I have my center lines showing as center lines. So now I'm going to take off, the center lines are very long because I've used construction line. So now I'm going to take off some portion of it. I'm going to trim off some portion of it. So I'll just draw a rectangle to act as an intersection, then make use of trim. Okay, afterwards, I can delete the rectangle. So now you can see I have a short center line. Okay, good, 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 good. Now, next step is to do dimension. Dimension. So to do my dimension, I'll first do some settings. Dimension, create a new dimension, continue. Then I'll do some settings on my dimension. So we have done a topic on dimension in our previous video. If you're not familiar with how to use dimension, you can check in the particular video on dimension. Okay, let me use 6 arrow size, text height of 6 also, align dimension line, primary units precision. I want it to be on whole number. Okay, so I want my text to have what color should I make it to have? Should I have a blue color? Okay, a blue color, that's fine. All right. Okay, what else do I want? What else do I want? Okay, I think I'm okay. Then set it as current close. Now I can apply my dimension. I can apply my dimension. So now to apply my dimension, let me pick this. Okay, radius 13, radius 6, correct. Then this is radius 65. Okay, radius 65. Okay, correct. Good, 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 good. So, so in case I want diameter, so I can just choose diameter option, diameter 45. Okay, I think I did a little, this should be 55. I think my calculation was a little bit wrong. I used 22.5 instead of 27.5. Never mind. I still have my drawing. Okay, so what else? Let me go back to radius. Radius 41. Okay, good. Radius 41. Diameter 64. Diameter 64. Okay. So now for this, I will make use of linear. So select these two endpoints. Okay, the thickness is 7, so which is correct. So you can see that my dimensions are correct. My dimensions are correct. Very good. So I'm satisfied with this. I'm very much satisfied with this. So now I'm able to bring out my dimension. So then lastly, I'm now going to use gradients to color this drawing, to make this drawing colorful. So gradients, I'm going to pick two colors. What color should I pick? Um, Let me pick this and combine it with this. Then I'm going to apply that. Okay. Okay. So applying the gradients around the objects. Applying the gradients. Okay, then I'll set. All right, so now I have my finished drawing. I have my finished drawing. So now you can see that in order to accomplish this drawing, we have used a number of tools: construction line, circle, fillet, trim, array, layers, dimension, and gradient. So in case you are having challenge in how to use any of these tools, you can visit the previous videos that we have used we have used to learn how to use these individual tools. So if you have enjoyed this video, kindly like, kindly subscribe, refer to your friends, and stay tuned with us as we look at more exercise on AutoCAD drawings. Thank you.